attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning. This is Marcus Solar at Insurance Agency and Marketing Services. I want to thank everyone for joining us this morning on the webinar around Retirement Analyzer, the retirement needs software program that we have Steve Goldstein on the webinar with us this morning. We want to thank him for joining us this morning. We do want to cover some important information around insurance agency marketing services and the value that we bring to the table to help you grow and brand your business. We have been in the business now for 30 years. Again, just some housekeeping items before we get started this morning. This will be a recorded webinar. So if you do get pulled away for any reason, a client comes in the office or a phone call and you do miss some of the information this morning, I will be following up with each and every one of you after the webinar this morning. If you would like a copy of this webinar, I'll be more than happy to get you out a copy of it if you do get pulled away, or if you have some additional questions that aren't covered in the webinar this morning, I'll be certainly happy and able to answer any additional questions for you during that phone call preceding this event. If you have questions during the webinar this morning, please feel free to type those down in the question box. We will certainly try to cover those as we go through this morning. We do have quite a bit of information to cover through the webinar this morning. We're anticipating this will probably take 45 to maybe an hour and 10 minutes to cover all the information. This is a great resource, great tool for you to use when meeting with clients, not only on a first come, first time basis, but also on an annual basis to go back, revisit. It's a great way to get more irons in the fire with each and every client. And as their needs change, as their events change, as their life events change, it gives you an opportunity and the flexibility really to go back and adjust their plans as they move forward on a going forward basis as well. And we'll certainly cover all of those pieces as Steve walks through the software and really shows you the flexibility of this software program as we go through it this morning. So if you have questions, please type them in as we go. We'll be more than happy to answer those as we go through. But I will cover a few informational pieces on insurance agency marketing this morning before we get started. We do have Grow Your Business, which is insurance agency marketing business builders. We offer two different programs, which is the referral producer program and the marketing reimbursement. These are two different ways that you can certainly grow your business, either by referring people to insurance agency marketing or through business that you write through our office. We do put marketing dollars into your marketing account, which you can use for expenditures through your office. We do understand it is very expensive to run a business today. We do want to share in those costs as you move forward and grow your practice. We do have the new producer bonus or new producer builders, as we call it. This is available to you within the first 6 months or 180 days that you're on board with insurance agency marketing. It is good for annuity premium and single life premium alike. We do have three separate levels: $100,000, $300,000, and $500,000 levels. You can choose anything from a 2-year producer website, if you do not have that, to market and brand yourself in your own backyard, all the way to the Ritz-Carlton travel package. So depending on where you are within your practice, what you'd like to do within your practice, whether you're just starting out and you want to start marketing your organization, or if you want help filling a pipeline so you have more people to see, we can certainly help you at any level in which you're at. Another way that we can say thank you, welcome aboard, and we look for a long partnership for many, many years to come. We do offer the back office support. This is a huge additional value add. If you do not have an assistant in your office and you are a sole proprietor and you run your office on your own, we do have assistants within the office here that once you submit a case or fax that case into our office, we do all the follow-ups for you. Our new business department does a very good job of scrubbing those applications for you, keeping on top of that application from start to finish until you get paid. We do have paperless contracting, top sales expertise and coaching, We can certainly run quotes, do case design for you. So we are like an extension of your office. Anything you need, it's just one call away. We do not have voicemail here in the office. We do believe that it is your time. Your time is very valuable as you call into the office here. We want to be at your fingertips. You will get a live person each and every time that you call into the office during business hours. We do have a creative marketing area as well. Our creative marketing area, our expertise within several different areas, whether it's turnkey solutions, agency solutions, or digital solutions. These folks are experts in several different areas. They can certainly help you with media negotiation and buying. Again, it depends on where you are within your practice, whether you're starting out today or you've been in the industry for 20, 30 years. We can certainly help you out at any avenue that you're at. We can match you at that point in time and certainly help you achieve the next level of your practice or direction of your practice, no matter where you're at. So depending on if you want to take a look at your logo, business card, letterhead, we can help you there. Or we can certainly help you do videos, custom web presence or creation. We can do TV, radio advertising, or any additional image or brand or collateral material that you're looking for. And we do have 3 or 4 different folks back in our marketing department that work very hard each and every day, and certainly have very good and expertise within several different lines from an overall standpoint. We do have our IMS website as well. This is available to you 24/7. It is a great tool for you for the weekends, always accessible. You can certainly get forms online, whether they're new business forms or client forms. We have industry links out there. We do have an annuity grid, long-term care grid, term life grid as well. You can see rates, current rates. You can certainly get quotes out there if you are in a last moment situation with a client as well, and you need a quote right away. You can certainly gather that off of the website on a weekend when the office is closed as well. Additional tool or value add from insurance agency marketing services. We do offer insurance agency marketing wealth management as well, a way for you to build revenue or additional revenue stream for your office, build relationships, and improve client retention. This is run by Charles Herring Jr. within the office here. If you're looking at gaining your Series 65 with the DOL ruling, expand your practice, expand your options, I would invite you to call him here in the office. You can certainly reach him directly at 1-800-255-5055 for any additional questions with regards to insurance agency marketing services. Again, his number is 1-800-255-5055 if you're interested in getting your Series 65. If you're looking for a new home, as far as an RIA or IAR basis, we also have several different options as far as broker-dealer arrangements, or if you're looking for a new broker-dealer home with unique platforms for fixed index annuity versus securities as well. He can certainly answer any additional questions for you with regards to that. We do have our Life and Annuity Academy coming up. This is an industry recognized academy. This is a 2-day producer training. This is going to be coming up in September. It's going to be held the 6th, 7th, and 8th. This is an all expense paid training event. This 2-day training is going to be including annuity and industry threats and trends. We're going to be talking about DOL. That's the top topic right now. We're going to be talking about the industry best income riders, wealth transfer tools. We're going to be talking about retirement analyzer at that event, sales software tools. We're going to be talking, Mark Raymakers in our office here is going to be talking about advanced wealth transfer tools as well, single premium life, how that ties into it. We're going to have our top 4 producers talk to you about how they keep their pipeline full, what they use to keep top prospects in front of them, and the retention year in and year out. It is, like I said, a industry recognized training event. This event's going to be held in Omaha, Nebraska at our home office. Again, it's going to be no expense out of the producer's pocket. What we're looking to do is get advisors licensed with some of our core carriers and looking for some type of production prior to the event to help share in the cost. But if you are interested, please indicate that when I call you after the meeting this morning, and I can certainly cover some more of the details with regards to our Life and Annuity Academy coming up in September, the 6th, 7th, and 8th. We do have our Boulders event coming up. It's going to be held February 25th through the 28th in 2018. This is our marketing summit. It's going to be held in Scottsdale, Arizona. This is going to be our it's going to be 3 days or 4 days and 3 nights. It is going to be a producer social and educational event. For all the information around this event we just announced, please call our office here at 800-255-5055. You can certainly talk to any of the marketing reps. We'll be more than happy to discuss everything that is needed to attend this event coming up February of 2018. Again, I want to thank you for joining us this morning. I do have Steve Goldstein on the line with us this morning. Steve joined and partnered with Brooke Thomas to purchase Cravens and Associates. Chuck Craven started the retirement software way back, I believe, in 1978. And Steve and Brooke purchased Cravens and Associates back in 2010. At that point in time, they purchased that company and moved forward with Thomas Gold Solutions. They've made several different changes to the software program. Steve currently holds a 6, 63, and 65 in his insurance licenses. He's also a CFP and CHFC designations as well. So at this point in time, I'm going to turn it over to Steve. He's been in the industry, I believe, 20 plus years at this point in time. I certainly do appreciate Steve taking time out to join us this morning. And go ahead, Steve. Thank you.
Okay, let me just show my screen. Marcus, if you just tell me, can you see my screen? Is that okay?
Yep,
you got it?
Yep.
It sounds good. Hey, guys, thanks for joining us today. My partner, Brooke Thomas, and myself, Marcus just told you a little bit about us. We're producers just like you, okay? We actually have the opportunity to really take the software that we write and use it. And I think it's real important because we can tell when clients' eyes glaze over and it might be too hard. And what we do is we spend a heck of a lot of time simplifying things. Now, everybody's always talking about simplicity in this industry, but we're going to take it to the next level. We spend a lot of time with the software program that I'm about to show you to make sure it's the logical next step. Each step is the way the client thinks, the way the user thinks, okay? You're going to see something that looks awful simple here, but it's on purpose, right? We're some of the most detailed people that there are in the industry, Brooke and myself. And we struggled in the beginning to write things down. But I think we finally have something here that's so easy to use, so easy for a client to understand that you got to take a look at this. Okay, you got to take a look at it. What we start with, and we understand, when somebody has or has the opportunity to start, to learn a new software program, it's going to take some time. Okay, so what we've done, and I'm going to run through these. I'm going to actually show you these in the software. Okay, I'll show you these in the software. So let's just jump in for a second. And let me jump into a client file and I'll explain what I'm talking about. So every section of the software, every section, okay, has these little right-facing blue triangles, okay? So we understand if you have a question on the employment income section, you just click the right-facing triangle and a recording pops up, okay? And you can see these. And there's probably over 100 of them in the software program itself. Okay, so we spend the time to update these. When we change the software, you get a new recording, but it's really a recording on each specific section. We call these quick clips. Okay, and you can see they're everywhere. Even if you go into taxation options, you have a quick clip on taxation options. All right, so every area of the software has one of these right-facing triangles to help you in a pinch. 2 or 3 minute recording explaining the section, right? Now, after hours and things like that, if you have questions, we have what we call Thomas Gold Talk right here. At Thomas Gold Talk is where you can actually just post, ask questions, make suggestions, ask for additional functionality. We want feedback, and it's just all here. You can see it. Now, people are using Thomas Gold Talk like it's going out of style. You can see the messages here. And when we first started this about a year ago, it was slow, okay? And then we have 7 people that work here at Thomas Gold to help you to get answers to your questions, okay? But sometimes the lines get tied up. Everyone on that team is licensed. So you're not talking to just somebody that knows the software. You're talking to somebody that's an agent or an advisor that knows the software. Real important, okay? But if you can't get through, post a question here. Everybody has this on their computers, and the best thing about this, guys, is we go 24 hours with this, okay? So you can see. I mean, Frank is actually posting at 5:43 a.m. Central Time here today. We know exactly when these come in, and we do our best to answer them very, very quickly, even over the weekends. So it's kind of like our foray into providing you 24-hour service. You start with this software, you're going to get everything we got from a support and training standpoint, okay? If I jump into our locker here for a second, watch this now. Now, what we do is we actually have what we call live training every day, okay? It's actually happening right now, right? So we open up a webinar, and you can go to the power hour between Mondays through Thursdays from 10 to 11 Central. And guys, there's no agenda, nothing, okay? The agenda is dictated by the questions you ask that day, okay? That's kind of powerful, all right? We're sitting back there waiting for you to ask questions, answering your questions, and helping you get, acclimated to the software. Now, that's Monday through Thursday. On Friday, we have Success in 60. Now, Success in 60 is more higher level, okay? We discuss all kinds of good things. Right, a lot of the discussion was DOL, right? Kind of tapered off here a little bit lately, all right? But that's what we do. So we average about maybe 15 people on the power hour every day. We average about 60 people in Success in 60. Last week we had 75. Okay, every week, just to come in and talk about things. Okay, now if you can't make these, all right, we have our 800-854-6621 number. It's our power line. 8 to 5 Central every business day. Okay? So let's just recap really quickly, right? You got the quick clips, anytime. Thomas Gold Talk, anytime. Monday through Thursday, 10 to 11 Central, Power Hour. Friday, 10 to 11 Central, Success in 60. 8 to 5 Central, Power Line. We answer the phone. We get back to you. Some of the calls are an hour and 20 minutes. We stay with you so you get the software. Okay? Very, very important. And last but not least, I want to go back to the locker here. I want to show you one other thing. This is our virtual track training right here. Now, our virtual track class is actually going on. It just started. And what happens here is that we meet once every quarter. So it's April, July, October, and January. There's a charge of $299. And what this virtual class does is actually goes for 1 month, 4 weeks. Meets 2 times a week for an hour and a half, and it's really roll your sleeves up appointment training. Okay, what are you gonna? All right, that's great. You got a good presentation. What are you gonna say if they say this? How are you gonna pivot if they say that? What are you gonna do? And we'll show you the keystrokes in the software and how to show them different recommendations if they don't like what you're proposing. Okay, so that's what we do here, right? That's a virtual class, right? And it happens every quarter. April, July, October, and January, right? So this news and talk page here, now let's talk a little bit about this. We keep you updated, okay, as to what's going on, right? We got some great articles from Investment News. The markets are here. Thomas Gold Talk is here, okay? This is the news and talk page. Everybody gets it. You upload your picture. You're ready to chat, make suggestions, ask, whatever you want to do. Just give us feedback. That's the news and talk page. The locker page right here, we were just on it a second ago. Okay, in training, one of the most highly used sections is the case study section. I go in here, you probably have something in the field that mirrors one of these cases. Now, if you want to do a Roth conversion, you want to know how to do it in the software, right? Just click Roth conversion, and basically there's a 13-minute clip on how to set up a Roth conversion. In this case, we're taking $70,000 out of an IRA, and we're converting it to a Roth over a 5-year period. We're going to show you the report printout that we would present, and the keystrokes on how to do this. Okay, now you have 20 of these. okay? And they're all in the case study section right here. We're not doing this so you don't call in. We're doing this in case you want to study by yourself. You want to check it out by yourself. There's also a self-study course here. You can take it. There's 50 multiple choice questions, and it'll really check your knowledge of the software as you go through it. Okay? So that's a training section right here. We have a materials section where we have the appointment forms, anything you need to complete the appointment process. It's right here. We have fact packs, which are one-page data pieces. We have a seminar, and then you got your support over here. Okay? And that's really the retirement analyzer when it comes to training and support. So let's take a look at a case. Let's take a look at a case. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into the software, okay? And we have some integrations going. Let me tell you before we start, okay? We are integrated with Redtail right now. We're in the process of integrating with Riskalyze. We're going back and forth now to make the views look very, very good. We're knee deep in that integration. Shouldn't take too much longer. So you could have Riskalyze, Redtail in here. We also have our own archive that we're building. Okay, you might like that. I'll show you that when we go through this file. Okay, but let me just jump back to the PowerPoint here just for 1 second, because I just want to make sure that we understand what a retirement analyzer actually can do. Because, you know, giving it a simple feel, I mean, yeah, it's simple to use, but I don't want you to think it's a simple program. Okay, it's easy to get acclimated to, but here's what it does. It does some Social Security optimization. Okay, now it's not going to tell you to file and suspend depending upon the age of your client. You can still do that, right? But what it does is it'll tell you what the best age is to take benefits so you have the most at age 100. It automatically transfers the Social Security benefit after the first death on our life insurance tab. We do threshold and provisional income calculation for you every year and show you how much your Social Security or your client's Social Security is in the tax calculation. We take care of pension and survivor benefits. Life insurance death benefit needs, you could say, hey, look, if my client dies tomorrow, how much do they need to the dollar? We'll give it to you. What if the client dies 15 years from now? How much death benefit do they need to the dollar? We'll give it to you. We do the long-term care benefits, what they need today to cover a $300 a day stay or a $600 a day stay, depending upon when they go in the facility. We do that. All federal and state income taxation is done for you in here. Okay, you have to put in state income tax rates, but we do it for you. We give you the tax rates and tax brackets each year. We take care of long-term and short-term capital gains, and we take care of RMDs, and this is all automatic. So the reason why I put this slide up here, guys, just to make sure that you see, right, that we can do all this, even though it's a simple look. The reason why it's designed to look that way is so nobody goes running from it and gives up because it's too intimidating. Okay? All right, let's get into the software now. So I'm going to take a vanilla file. I'm going to show you two. I'm going to show you one with a guaranteed income benefit, and I'm going to show you one with an overfunded life policy, and then I'm going to show you a couple small examples of what else we can do. Okay? So really, there's just 3 input tabs, 3 output tabs, and 3 solutions tabs. Okay? So here's the deal. Here's the whole premise behind the software. You input 3 tabs, and you try to make the retirement tab look good. That's what you do. Okay? So you input all the information. If it looks bad, you become a specialist in helping them make the retirement or analysis or their financial situation look better. All right? That's what we need to do. Okay, so let's take a look at this one here. So we have incomes, okay? Now, just quickly, right, taxation, we do Social Security and Medicare FICA for you. You can go salaried or you can go self-employed. You see how it goes from 6.2 to 12.4. It's right here. All right, now keep in mind, everything's disguised under buttons. I'm not going to apologize for that. That's done to give it a simple look. But there's really not much this can't handle. Okay? So it's under taxation options, and you can change them if you want. So employment right here, the day they want to retire. If they're retired already, just check the box. Okay? Social Security. Now, you want to put in an advanced strategy, go ahead. You can start and stop benefits anytime you want. You just can't run benefits over top of each other. And then pensions right here. And you see the survivor option? So in our life insurance tab, in this case, if Jen were to pass away, right, Gary would actually get 50% of the benefit. And that's it. You're 1/3 of the way through. That's the income tab. Tab 2 is assets. Okay, so just add the assets right here. Now, basically, what you're going to do is you're just going to pick the tax classification. Okay, now you can see them here and check them out. These are all the tax classifications here. We even have inherited Roth and inherited IRA tax classifications with their own life expectancy tables. Okay? So all we ask that you do is just tell us what it is and line them up for withdrawal. I'll talk about that in a second. Then you tell us what it's invested in. Not that it matters too much, okay, but here it is. The tax classification is more important. Then whether it's either low risk or at risk, the amount, and any kind of monthly contributions being made to the accounts. Okay? Now, you want to get strategic, we can. Let's go to the withdrawal order for a second. Now here, what you can do, you see the withdrawal order. What's the order of assets that, how do I have them lined up when I might need them in retirement? And you can start to move them around if you want, you see? You can do that. Maybe you take the ones that are making the highest rate of return and push them to last. A lot of times that's going to, depending upon taxation, that's going to make the situation look better. Okay? So there's all kinds of things you can do here. That's the assets. Now, we also have an additional asset section right here. This is for assets that are not going to be part of the drawdown process. Okay? So, you're not going to sell your home to pay if you run out of money. You can, but we're not going to predict that right now. You got an investment property, you got some artwork, you got some gold and silver, things like that. We're going to keep this out of the drawdown process, but we'll use it for net worth. Then we have an annuity and annuity section, SPIA, GIB, okay? And then we have risk, okay? What they currently have, what they want. Now, if you can't determine what they want, maybe you use this risk assessment questionnaire and you ask them 4 questions, and that'll actually form that right-hand pie. So there's 4 questions in a risk assessment. Now, we're actually integrating with Riskalyze. Those of you who use it or might want to use it, there'll be a button right here for Riskalyze, and you'll be able to show the red and green, also the Riskalyze pie charts with the risk number. Those of you who use Riskalyze, okay, it's going to be in here. Okay, so you'll be able to go from one to the other. Rate of return information, okay, and then a number they never ever want to see the retirement accounts go below. You would ask them that question. They might have to put some thought into that one, come back to you on that. Good question, though. It elicits an amazingly long response sometimes, and you can learn a lot. Okay, you're 2/3 of the way through. Let's do the last one right here. Last one now is budget. Okay, now you got this DOL thing looming, right? Okay, so let me ask you a question. Would you do a budget, right, where you just say, somebody says, you know what, and this is my pet peeve in the industry, I got to tell you. I need $8,000 a month. And so what do? We actually use a 3% inflation rate, and we just put it in there, and that's that. What's better, that, or watch this, or this? I'm going to check the box. The 8,000 stayed the same. But watch what I did, though. I went into the budget by opening it, and look what you can do, okay? I still have $8,000 in costs, but you know what? The mortgage isn't inflating. And you know what? The mortgage is going to stop at some point. All right, I can have different inflation rates. I can change the names of these. This is just a template. You can do whatever you want here in the budget, okay? I want to increase food at 4%. I can do that. I want to increase health insurance by 5.75. I can do that. I can do whatever I want here. And I can make the budget look any way I want. Okay? So what we do, and then so if somebody's, if you get sued, or if they're asking if you did the right thing by the client, and you open up an itemized budget with different inflation rates for each cost, I mean, it's looking darn good for you, isn't it? Like you did your job. And I got to tell you, there's still too many people out here that are out there that actually just do this. And what if I told you, and I'll show you this if we have a couple minutes at the end, the difference between checking the box. And you see how the inflation rate dropped? That's because a large percentage of this one is the mortgage, and I went to 0 on that. What if I told you could be off by $1 million at age 100 by checking versus not checking? That's what happens, okay? All right, that's the budget. We have liabilities here. We're still going to show you a net worth spreadsheet, and then we have anything you want to have down here. You can take money out of accounts. You can do transfers. You can do Roth conversions. You could provide dividend income, rental income. If I open this up, this template here, you could do whatever you want here. Move it from an account to an account, create new accounts 5 years from now, whatever you want to do. It's real simple. Okay? And that's it. That's it. How long does it take you to learn that? 4 or 5 times through the program. You want a recommendation? Do the analysis on yourself. and then come here to tab number 6 and take a look. Okay, and I hope this isn't your situation. Okay, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right? But look at this though. What this is saying is that in this case, right, Gary and Jenna are running out of money at 85. Okay, and the way they're spending, we're using inflation, taxation, withdrawal order, it's all in here. Okay, but you see how simple this is to communicate to somebody? Now we just went through the 3 input tabs, but you got this. And you know what they're going to look at? That red line. That's all they care about. And that's all we can ask them to care about. They want to make sure that spending the way they are today, and they're happy today, that they will have enough money to keep their standard of living throughout retirement. That's what they're looking for. Okay? So why don't we help them a little bit, and we'll try to enhance things. So watch what we'll do here. Now watch this. Watch how easy this is to do. Okay? I'm going to do this on one page. Okay? One page. And I'm going to show you the top right here. The top is right here, what we're in the software. It looks exactly like it, right? They're seeing that big, the red line is hitting them in the head with a 2x4. They argue, they start crying, they're upset, they've never seen anything like this before. Real easy to understand, and we have to make this look better. Okay? So let's go to the software, and let's do a couple of things. Now, they're retiring early, right? And we'll have a conversation with them. What are you going to do in retirement? You know, are you going to be a good retiree, or are you going to run out of things to do and get old quick? Okay, so what we're going to do, let's just say we do that and we can push them back to 65. Okay, there's a lot of people that go into retirement and run out of things to do and they get old and die quickly because they're not keeping themselves occupied. All right, so 65 right here. Happened to my parents that way. Okay, ran out of things to do. All right, so 65, and let's go to the Social Security calculator. Now, what we're going to do, and then if you put one benefit in here, right, their FRA, it's going to calculate all of them for you at this time. So I'm going to push them out to 70. See what I did? I just took the radio button from 65 to 70, and I'm going to click Save. Okay? Now I have 70 here. And let's do one more thing. Okay? Let's go into the assets, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to start them, because we did such a great job on the budget, they have enough money to contribute to Roths just while they're working. They have income. And that's it. 3 things. Now, don't worry about remembering them because I'm going to show you them. Now, we go from something that looks like this to something that looks like this. Okay, now look. I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to scroll. There's no red line anymore, is there? So at age 100, we made them look better, didn't we? Did it cost them anything? Let me open it up. Let me take a look. We went from here to here. And look at that. You're getting paid for your advice here, guys. Okay, you spent the time, you did a detailed budget. Okay, you gave them some good recommendations. There's nothing wrong with this. This is DOL fiduciary rule stuff right here. Okay, there's no product sale here yet. Okay, we call this balance right here. This is balance. Now, basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to make it better with the product. Okay, this is where you call lines, you get the product. Okay, this is what we'll do. Watch this. I'm going to go back to the software, and I'm going to look at this $200,000 Gabelli Funds mutual fund. And keep in mind, we have a little pie chart problem, don't we? Okay, this is what they have. This is what they should have. Watch what I'm going to do. Watch this now. I'm going to go back to Gabelli. I'm going to click it here. I'm going to make this a guaranteed income benefit annuity. See how it brings the mutual fund down to GIB? Okay, you call IAMS, and let me look for something here. Let's just say that they give you, and trust me, I'm insurance company neutral. I just use the Lincoln product here. But we put $200,000 away for 10 years. We would draw in year 11, $20,361. Numbers could be anything. Whatever they are, they are. Okay? Now watch this. If I take $20,361 and divide it by 12, it's $1,697. So I'm going to go in monthly and $1,697. Okay? Started for 10 years from now, year 11, right? And then basically run it for life. You can increase it if you want. You can do whatever you want with it. You can put a rider. You could actually charge a rider fee to the account value if you want. No problem. But we're going to keep this simple. And I'm going to click Save and Close. Now, watch what happens here. The $200,000 Gabelli fund is gone. You see it's not here anymore? It's here. Look at the pie charts. Close. Better. Right? Look at this. I go to retirement tab. Now remember, I'm trying to beat 93,000. Look at that. Okay. Now look, You can see the 1697s coming in. Part of it's taxable, part of it's not. You can see we do all the tax calculations for you. Okay. But look, if we go back here now and we go to our one pager, and here it is. There's your sale. Okay. You take somebody who initially running out of money at 85, you fix them with suggestions and advice, and then you add a product to enhance. Okay? And this works with anything. You might actually sit down with a client that doesn't have a red line, but they might want to do a wealth transfer, right, to make sure that they leave a legacy. We can do anything here. So the first one might not always be red, but you can make it work. You can make it bigger if you want in steps. Now you could use 2 steps, 5 steps, 17 steps if you want, but that's how you do it. Okay, let's look at another one here. Here's another one. Now, what if I showed you an overfunded life policy where basically they were, after we just gathered the facts, they were out of money at 81 and 83, and I didn't even itemize the budget. All I did was put in $8,000 worth of costs with a 3% inflation rate. Now watch this. Then after itemizing the budget with the same amount of costs, look at the difference. Want to talk about a difference? There's a difference. It's 19 years later with $500,000 because we actually started and stopped costs at the right time instead of just putting what we call a clump number in there. And then once you put the funding of the life policy, redirecting 401k contributions that weren't matched, defer for 12 years, we have monthly policy loans that are tax-free in 2029, about 12 years from now. Look at the difference. See? This is what you can show with this software. Is it simple? Sure. You want to get detailed? We sure can, if you need to. But this is what we can do here. Okay? This is the report printout. All right? If we jump back into the software now, let me go to the client profile for a second. Now, the client profile is when you first put together a file, but I want to show you these goals and notes. Now, watch this for a second. I'm going to go to the archive. Now, we have this archive. It's really kind of neat. Watch what you can do here. Let me just move these back to the goals. And watch what I'm going to do here. You can toggle between, and I'm going to show you how easy this is to use. Okay, so if I go to the client profile in the software, and I note everything, every one of their goals when I first sit down with them, and the notes about the meeting and what's going on. Okay, and these notes, right? Client notes, the history. You have a client for 20 years. These notes can be very, very long, right? The threads can be big. The goals, right? Well, here's what you can do. Watch this now. We have this new archive. Okay, so what you can do is you can select all the goals and you can move them to the archive, and you can select all the notes and you can move them to the archive. Now you're clean here, and you can take them more. You know, if goals change, you can pop them in here. They're all dated and timed, right? And the same thing with the notes. But if you go to the archive now, look at the sections of the archive. So now you have goals and notes that are all sitting here for you, and you can look at them. Now, in this phase that we're in right now, you can actually move them back and forth. Once you move them here, you're not going to be able to edit them at some point in the near future, right? But you have goals and notes. You can drag over statements. All right, so you got client statements that you scan, bring the PDFs over, bring Excel spreadsheets over. But again, all about Gary and Jenna Brown, okay? Every one of them has their own archive. Any scenarios that you run, they're kept. Any printouts that you make are kept. You'll be able to take these printouts and email them to the client. And they'll be able to email back to you right inside Retirement Analyzer. That's where we're going here with this, okay? And we have a recycle bin to keep everything, and you can permanently delete it if you want. All right, but that's the archive. So you can actually keep track of everything that goes on with that client relationship right here. Okay? Now with these integrations, Riskalyze, right, Redtail, you can really start to use this thing, and you really should be able to stay in this almost like it's a workstation. And that's the way we have it set up for you. Okay? So we covered, and let me just run through it one more time. We covered basically the ease, right? The ease of use, being able to show somebody something, a concept on one page. All right, and you can see I have a couple of them here. Three-step sales process right here. Some people call up and they ask, they say, well, where's the sale? Well, I'm going to tell you something. You know what the sale is? They buy more money. They buy the better number. And this is a guaranteed number, actually, off this statement with the Lincoln product that we had. Okay? It's here. So you can navigate through the software. And I want you to just to picture this, though, right? You're in the software. You can either send out the fact finder, which I don't recommend, and they can fill it out and send it in to you, and you can transfer the data. You can sit down and fill it out together, or you can actually sit down and type it into the software right in front of them and create the analysis right in front of them. And then basically come up with this number. Okay? And in this number, in this case, it's 346,000. So let me throw some questions at you. You're sitting there, and they say to you, what if medical, watch this, and you could do this real time within a couple of keystrokes. I'm worried about medical inflation. Okay? And I kind of want to raise it to 7.75%. Now we had 346,000, so I'm going to go to 7.75. Now you can just do this right here, right? You're in the budget, right? It's going to raise this up a little bit. And what you do is you go back here and see what it does to the 346,000. You see that? That's a problem. Okay? So you can answer those kinds of questions, right? If I take it back down to 5.75, and that's how sensitive this is. 5.75, we come back to retirement. There's your 346. Okay, so you can, want to talk about later retirement date. What if I retire even a little later than that? Well, we have 346. Watch this. Let's go to 27. Isn't this what advisors are supposed to do? Advise, right? Give them answers, give them recommendations, and show them what it looks like if they do it. And watch what happens to the 346. 567. I just answered that question within what? 10, 15 seconds. You're sitting in front of them. Picture yourself with a flat screen TV in your office, and they're pelting you with questions. We love questions. And when they're done and you answered them all, they're yours. Because you're the true advisor. And that's really what we want to get to here. Okay? Software can handle just about anything. I'll do one last thing and I'll give it back to Marcus. You want to talk about detail? Watch this, guys. Well, this is how detailed we get. If you click the year and you look at it, it shows every cash flow, the negative cash flows. Look at this down here. Social Security, provisional income, income tax analysis, what makes up gross income, RMD analysis right here in a tax summary every year. If there was long-term capital gains, that would be here also. You can check the numbers. Go through and check the numbers. That's my job here. That's all I do all day, every day. Okay? You can check them and check the tax numbers. Now, one thing we're pushing out probably in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to tell you right now, is this. And then I'll give it back to Marcus. You see these tax brackets right here? We're going to give you the ability now for the first time in Retirement Analyzer to actually increase these or decrease them. Now, a lot of people won't decrease them, but if you want to increase them by 20%, then what you can do is you can run them this way, where they are today, and maybe you make the 10, 12, the 15 will be 18, the 25 will be 30, and rerun the analysis. Now, you'll be able to do that today, or you could do it 5 years from now if you want. And you could show the effect of increased tax brackets. We feel that's the fairest way to do that. Okay? This is the kind of stuff that's coming here, and you'll be able to show it to a client with ease. That's all I have, Marcus. Is there questions or any comments?
We got a couple of them here. The first one is if somebody is self-employed, back on the budget sheet, you have one for household. Is there a way to add an additional one for business?
Oh, sure. You can do this. Watch it. You can do whatever you want here, and you can call it whatever you want. You can actually in other words, are they asking for like a whole new section?
Yeah, a whole new section.
Is that what they're asking?
Yeah, can you add a new section or a new sheet for the business expense?
Well, you can add new expenses right now. I could probably give them the ability to do that, though. You could probably keep them all down at the bottom if you want. You could do that. Okay. We don't have the ability to increase over, household or increase household daily living, health and insurance by a different category at this point. But that doesn't mean I can't do that.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions out there? That's the only one I saw that came across.
Let me show one other thing too. In the daily living section, what if food's not going to be $4.90 all the time? So what's wrong with doing something like this, right? We'll call it, and just for simplicity, we'll call it food 2, and let's just say it's $375. Now, I'm not gonna, it could be different, whatever, right? And let's say we go here. Watch this. This is the way you would use something like this. Let's say 1 of 2030. Okay, and then maybe this starts 2 of 2030 for life. You can do it this way. See how you build it?
Mm-hmm.
And there's food too. Okay, and then you can take it and you can pop it right in there like that. See? So you're dropping. Okay, there's all kinds of things you can do here. All right, you make the budget. Now we give you a suggested template, and it's all yours to change and delete and whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I just got a question across on the cost. As long as you're contracted, what we ask here in insurance agency marketing is, as long as you have at least a contract through one of our core carriers, and you're doing at least 300,000 in annuity sales or single premium life sales on an annual basis, we pick up the cost for this entire software and all the marketing materials that go along with the software itself. So there would be no additional expense to you, the advisor, and you can certainly have full access to this software, everything you see here on the screen. And if you have any additional questions, you can contact Steve directly or myself with any additional questions. So you get all the support along with that for being contracted through insurance agency marketing services. Let me see if if anyone else has any other questions, please feel free to go ahead and put them down there. Let me see. One person does have a question. They saw a solve option. How does that work?
What option? I'm sorry?
A solve? SOLVE, solve option? Where did they see that at?
I don't understand the question. In other words,
where did you see that at, Paul? He's the one that asked that question. What screen did you see that on? Let's see.
Red lines. I think I know what it is. Hold on one second.
Right.
I know what it is, Marcus. I know what he's talking about. Red line solves. Is that what he saw?
Yeah, probably. Yep.
Okay, hang on. Is it maybe? Let me ask Paul if it's this one right here. Is it this one right here?
He hasn't typed anything yet. Let me see.
Okay, I can show you what this one is here. This here is really just a scratch pad. So you can actually go in and practice some things. So what it'll do is it'll take the situation and you can actually go through these and see what it would do. So if I click like increase contributions, you'll be able to increase the contributions. And what it's going to do is it's going to show you how much better it looks. Watch this. If this is what Paul's talking about. Let's just say I contribute $250 while I'm working just to the E-Trade account. Okay, and I tab out of that cell. Okay, what it's going to do is it's actually going to, you see how the 961 went to 1,000,005?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does in here. So it gives you the ability to just go practice without actually going back and forth and doing it. And if you like what you see, then all you do is click save and add to the analysis, and it does it in the software for you. That's what this is. If that's what he's asking about. It's the red line solves button right here. It's just really a red line solve scratch pad that you can go mess around without affecting the analysis until you want it to be affected.
Any other questions at this point?
Marcus, let me just say one last thing,
Yeah,
okay?
go ahead.
Guys, our usage is really taken off here. We have just under 4,000 users of the software nationwide, and we have just under 500,000 client files built into the software. We take all the steps necessary, right, for security. We have a web-based version and we have an offline version. Okay, they sync with each other. We also have a registered rep version and we have a life insurance only version. Okay, so you decide, you get this or whatever. The one thing I can promise you is this: we'll be there for you to hold your hand till you get acclimated, and even after that. Those virtual classes that I talked about, where people pay the $299, it's a one-time fee. We have people, and every quarter they just come back. They come back, and they see what's new, because the functionality is ever changing, and we're keeping it updated. So
I just
be involved with a large group of people, and we all work together to make the software better.
You want to just touch real quickly on the life, long-term care, and market 7, 8, and 9 tabs real quick? Some people have some questions on those.
Sure, want to do it? Yeah, let's do it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so let's do that. All right, so let's look at the life insurance tab. Life insurance tab is going to actually give you the exact death benefit necessary for in case Gary were to pass away or Jenna were to pass away in 2017. Okay, so what it's going to do is actually at the top, you can put the permanent policies in. Any kind of life insurance they need is going to net that out. Okay? You type company name in the death benefit, what they have, what the software will do will actually come through, and it'll actually show you the death benefit necessary. Now you can see Jenna's is $857,000. We don't mess around here. We take it right to the dollar. Okay? And Gary's is $922,571. Okay, so watch how interesting this is. A lot of people don't like to buy life insurance from you because they don't know the correct amount that they need. Okay, now these guys, if you remember, right, they never wanted to go below $50,000. Okay, so right now we're out of money at age 100. So watch what you can do here. You can practice buy this. So watch what I'm going to do. I have nothing. I need 922. I'm going to just practice buy the insurance. So let's say I bought 922,571 like the software program's telling me to do. Okay, then I go down here and watch what happens here now. Give the software a second here. I'm going to buy the amount, and then what it's going to do is going to show the death benefit hitting. I think my internet's running a little bit slow here. All right, there it is. Okay, you can see the 922,571 right being credited to the account. See it right here? Watch this though. This is most important. If I go all the way down to the bottom, remember that $50,000 figure? Well, there it is. Okay? So if they're ever disputing how much you need, right, practice buy it right in front of them. And you can show them. And everyone to go below 50, this is going to take Jenna down to 50,000 at age 100. So that's what the software does, okay, in life insurance. All right? Now, let me just cancel this, and I'll show you long-term care, and I'll just show you the market comparison really quickly. All right, so long-term care. Long-term care is tab 8. Now, tab 8, and this is, in my opinion, probably the most dangerous thing of all. It's going to give you take a default as to whatever state they live in, what the average cost for a nursing facility is. We're going to put you in at age 80. We're going to use a 4.35% inflation factor off the Genworth annual report, and we're going to put you in for 4 years. Now, you can change all of these. But what it's going to do, watch this. It's going to show you what you look like when somebody needs care. And you want to talk about something powerful? Look at this. At $1 million, they were sticking around $1 million. They were actually going up. Then all of a sudden, what happened? Gary goes into a facility with these costs at $15,000, $16,000 a month and say goodbye to the $1 million and nothing left for Jenna at age 85. So we show you what you need today to buy to cover that. That's long-term care. Market comparison, check this out. This is the last one, and I think I've probably given you just about enough, right? I don't want to talk too long, Marcus. Let me know. All right. Let's look at this market comparison. Now, what this is going to do, it's actually going to take all the assets that are in red, and it's going to give them market returns. But basically, watch this. Let me just show you really quickly. On tab number 6, we have $961,000 left. See it right here? Now, if I go to 9, I'm going to take the 961, and that's this here. This is tab 6 right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the same exact thing on this side. See, they have the same numbers? I'm going to take all the red assets and expose them to a 10-year period that you pick. This is the most dramatic sequence of returns-wise. And because we took such a hit here in the first 3 years, we're down by about $400,000 difference between tab 6 with regular rates of return and tab 9 with a 10-year period of negative returns early. Now watch what happens as I scroll down here. You want to talk about powerful? Watch this. I go all the way down. There's your 961 from tab 6. Remember we just looked at it? Everything goes okay? Reasonable rates of return, right? We're down to $47,000 on tab number 9 because we took the hit. Difference of over $900,000. Just some things you can show there with this. Okay? So the whole deal here, and I'll leave you with this. Input the 3, make sure tab 6 looks good, and then start firing the guns. Early death, long-term care facility stay, market correction, and see if tab 6 holds up for all of those. Tab 7 is 6 with death. Tab 8 is 6 with long-term care stay. Tab 9 is 6 with market correction. And there you have it.
Thanks, Steve. Any other questions from anyone?
One last thing, Marcus. I know I'm talking a lot, but you see
You're fine.
This live light bulb right here? Remember I told you about the training? This light bulb pops up between 10 and 11 Central every day. All you have to do is click it, and you'll be right into the training. Okay, that's one of the trainings that's going on while we're doing our webinar. This is the power hour going on today, like I was showing you. Just wanted to say that. Sorry.
That's okay. You're fine. Certainly do appreciate your time this morning, Steve. I don't show that there are any other questions at this point in time. Like I said, if anyone got pulled away, I will certainly be following up this webinar this morning with a phone call. And if you would like a copy of the recorded webinar, I'll be more than happy to get that out to you. But I do appreciate everyone taking some time to listen in this morning. If there are no further questions, I'll close this out. Again, Steve, I certainly do appreciate your time and look forward to talking to everyone soon. Thank
Sure
you.
thing. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.